guys, and welcome back to Bus Vintage Bikes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of those of you celebrating it across the world. I hope you're having a great time with family. We were celebrating it with family, but unfortunately I picked up COVID, as did two of my girls, and we're back home in isolation, recovering from it. So to those of you who are in a similar situation, all the best. I hope you recover well, take care of yourselves, especially this time of the year. It's a little bit bleak not to spend it with family, but fortunately we have a lovely home. I've got a garage that I can self-isolate in, and I'm going to take you through something a little different. So this is a Schwinn Predator BMX, and it's a Christmas present from my wife. And you might well be asking, what's a 54-year-old doing with a BMX? To be honest with you, it's actually the first one I've ever owned. I came through that era where I caught the end of the BMXs, and although I was really keen to have one at the time, kind of just didn't suit my vibe, you know. I was into motorcycles already at that stage. So I've always wanted one, and Schwinn launched this as part of the Stranger Things movie, Series 3. So there's 3 bikes currently in the collection, of which 2 are made by Schwinn and 1 is made by Mongoose, also a BMX. This is the 3rd one in the series, and I spotted it in a local bike shop just before Christmas. Happened to mention it to my wife that I'd be really keen to buy one of these kind of as a collector's piece. Wasn't too serious about it. The price tag here in South Africa was quite hefty, and lo and behold, on just before Christmas, actually, because we couldn't take our gifts with us on holiday, I got a big box delivered to me, and this is what was inside the box. It was a really great surprise. I'm super grateful to my wife for gifting it to me. A nice collector's piece, and I'm going to take you through this bike and just show you what it's all about. So this would typically be classed as a cruiser BMX rather than an out-and-out race bike. I'd guess this frame is made from mild steel rather than chromoly. Gusseted at the head tube for a little bit of strength, but not the double gusset, typical to the race BMXs. Has a one-piece crankset, almost look from pressed steel though, also not too high quality. Bear in mind the price tag of this bike, I think it's about $249 in the USA. Pedals also not really a high-class pedal, just a standard plastic pedal on it. It's got the Stranger Things decal on the chain guard. It's a plastic chain guard. You can see the welds on the frame, rather just tubes are crimped and then welded, which is obviously not what you would find on a typical race BMX when you're looking for strength. So very much a bike built just for sort of cruising the hood, maybe with the kids. Saddle is pretty neat, very much from sort of 80s vibe on it. Rubber grips on it, wide enough to take an adult hand. Fairly decent enough set of brake levers on it, quite generic though. Doesn't have a headlamp on the bike, but it's got almost like a torch on it. That comes with it. We'll open that up just now. Bars are chromed. Nice bar pad on it with Team Schwinn on it. No badge, but it does have a Stranger Things Schwinn decal stuck on it. And then these pretty generic brake calipers on the bike. I'm also not finding any markings on them to indicate what they actually are. It's also running a very standard steel headset on the bike. Certainly nothing fancy there. But as you can see, the welding on the frame is not too bad at all. A quick look at the cockpit of the bike. Generic stem. Still have the safety decals on, they will stay on the bike. That top bar pad on it to protect the family jewels if you're a youngster on the bike. Those who've raced the BMX and come short on it will know all about that. This very cool crosshatch saddle with Lucas's name on the back here. Here's the kid that rides it in the series. It's a decent enough seat post clamp. Holds the seat post well, just a normal chrome seat post. Another look at these generic calipers. They need adjusting directly out of the shop. There's movement on them. I'm not sure if I'll get it out of it. Quite surprising about this bike is the set of 24-inch wheels on it. So the bike stands a lot taller than expected. The tires are Innova nylon tires, also pretty generic. Rim is an alloy rim, not steel. The hubs are steel hubs, normal cup and cone bearings in it, standard BMX adjustment. On the fork also mild steel in a painted silver, that's not chrome. The bike is actually larger than one would expect. I mean, I'm 1.74 meters. I'm not the tallest guy around, but I do fit on it comfortably. Having a closer look at the rim on the bike, it seems to be generic as I can't find any markings on it, but it's running a 24 by 2.25 inch tire on it, and the spokes appear to be galvanized rather than stainless steel. So that's the two details on the seat tube of the bike. It's a Hawkins bicycle license for the state of Indiana, dated 1985, and below that the limited lifetime warranty from Schwinn on the bike if you're the original owner, which is quite impressive, to be honest. As far as the ratios go, it's running a 44 tooth up front, and that's mated to an 18 at the back, which makes it perfect for cruising the hood, I guess. The bike also comes with a side stand, which of course if you were a true BMXer you would take off straight away. You wouldn't be seen dead with a side stand on your bike. Pretty neat for a collector's piece though. Makes it easy to display the bike. So I've read online that there are messages inside these bar pads. Whether they're the same messages in each bar pad, I'm not too sure. But let's take a look. Bar pad's made from pleather. Well, there's a message. Shall I read it? The wheat is long, the silver cat feeds when blue and yellow meet. In the west, a trip to China sounds nice if you tread lightly. Wow. I think it would be wise to tread very lightly if you had a trip planned to China at any time in the past 2 years. That is just more than a little uncanny. I'm pretty sure it's got nothing to do with the current situation in the world. Probably something off of the series. What, I'm not too sure. I haven't actually watched the series. But wow, that's a little bit coincidental. So let's take a look if there's a message on the top bar pad as well. Starcourt Mall. So I'm guessing that's where the guys hang out in the series. That's all it says there. These pads have got these sort of clip-ons. Actually fit quite easily. So as not to highlight my total ignorance, I went and googled what this is about. So in the series, the kids cracked some code from the Russians. This is what the code turned out at. And words in this have reference to places at the Starcourt Mall. So the silver cat is referring to a delivery company. The trip to China is actually referring to a Chinese restaurant. And the tread lightly is referring to a shoe store in the mall where drop-offs will be happening. Pretty neat to have reference to the series on the bike. So let's take a look at the flashlight on the bike. holds onto the crossbar just with a bit of Velcro over there. And then it's in quite a neat little military type pouch, also with Velcro, and simply slides out. I'll put it down on my desk and we can have a look at it. Alright, so the flashlight screws off at the back, yeah. I'm not sure which batteries it takes. They look like they're quite large though. Fortunately, I'm in isolation, so I can't get batteries for it. But that's where your batteries go in. I wouldn't class this as high quality. Definitely sort of Chinese made. It's got a little clip at the back here that you can flick out. I guess you could attach a little lanyard to it if you wanted to. Let's try to cross thread this when I put it on, which would be quite easy. Okay, what's pretty neat, it's got this little piece at the back here that screws off. And inside that little piece, if you take it out, there's a couple of little filters. It's the kind of stuff would have geeked me out when I was a child. I quite like that little touch. And then this is the front of the flashlight. You can take the front cover off, and then you can choose the lens that you would prefer. Just drop it in there, screw that back on, and then you got a red filter on your little flashlight. There's the on and off switch on the flashlight with a little button I guess you can press, and then it's also got a little clip on it over here which you could clip into your pants or your belt as well. So yeah, a little bit gimmicky, but it's pretty cool. Something kids would obviously love. And those just fit back in there. Screw it back on. So that basically covers the little flashlight that's in it. When I get a chance to get out, I'll put some batteries in it and just test it out just for the sake of it. Nice little holder as well. And that's a wrap of the review of the Schwinn Predator Special Edition Stranger Things Series 3 BMX. Obviously it's a little bit different from what I normally do on my channel. I'm more into restorations, but every now and again it's nice to mix it up a little bit. It makes it interesting for myself as well. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like please, and it would be great to have you subscribe to my channel. These bikes are available in Cape Town in South Africa through Chris Phillips Cycles, imported through Omnico. I think this one cost in the region of 6,000 Rand. If you're interested in getting one for yourself or for your kids. And yeah, a really cool little bike. This one will go into my collection, and maybe one day in the future my grandkids can enjoy it.